All right, we are dividing a two-digit number by a two-digit number. The homework does, on the edge elastic, it does just tell them like to find the quotient and the remainder, but we are using compatible numbers. That is what the lesson is having us do in class. I highly recommend that you encourage your child to continue using those compatible numbers. For one, it will make their division quicker. And it will give them more practice because we're using this throughout next week as well. So if they are struggling like really bad on it and you're like, they are just not getting this, then go ahead and have them do regular division, but at least try them to attempt to do the steps that we're doing here. So I'm going to do number 2 and number 3 on the homework. And let me rewrite this down so I get everything set up. The first step that they are going to do is to estimate. And again, we're using compatible numbers. So only my divisor is going to be my number that I'm going to estimate normally. And my dividend, I'm going to be trying to find something compatible that will make my division a lot quicker and not have to worry about remainders with the estimation part. So I'm going to round 33 to 30. I need to find a number that is that is smaller than 94. I don't want it bigger than 94. So I'm going to, then my next step is to count by my multiples of 30. I have told students to make a note over here, because this number, we don't want to go bigger than 94. We just want something close to it. But I do want them to go one more, just so that they get into that habit of taking one more just in case. So I've got 30, 60, 90, 120, and I'm going to stop there. So my number that is not bigger than 94, but close to 94, is going to be 90. So that's who we are going to choose to use. So now I have 90 divided by 30. All I have to do is say it took me 1, 2, 3 times to get there. So that tells me that I can get about 3 groups for my regular division. So now I'm going to set up my division with standard algorithm, and I'm going to use my original numbers, so my 94 and 33. And I'm going to say I could take about 3 groups. So I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to multiply it by 33. When I do this, I get 99. I cannot take a number bigger than 94. So since 99 is bigger, that is my hint to go down one more. When I do that, I get 66. 66 is not bigger than 94, so I can only take 2 groups. However many groups I can take should be really close to this. I should not be jumping too far down. I should only have to move 1 or 2 down in order to get my actual answer. So I already have my 33 times 2, which was 66. So I can set that there and then subtract. 4 minus 6 we can't do, so we'll borrow. 14 minus 6, 8, and then 8 minus 6 is 2. The next thing I ask them to do is to check their remainder if their remainder is good. Their remainder should not be bigger than their divisor. 28 is not bigger than 33, so we should be good. So I can say my answer is 2 with a remainder of 28. They're going to take one more step. They're going to check their answer. When they check their answer, it needs to equal 94. So I'm going to make a note here that we need 94. So the 2 notes that I make, I should have the same number. I'm going to count by my multiples. I don't want bigger than 94. And when I check, I'm looking for 94. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to take 33 times 2, which they should already have here, but I do want them to rewrite it to show that they understand to check it. So 66, and then we're going to add our remainder to that. So plus 28, so 8 plus 6 is 14, 6 plus 1, 7, plus 2, 9, so 94. So since I get what I had as my dividend, I am good. So my answer is 2 with a remainder of 28. Again, it seems like a lot of steps, but when we're going into the bigger numbers, especially, this is leading up to them taking a number in the thousands place and dividing by a 2-digit number. They'll be counting for a while and looking for groups for a while. And if they already struggle with their multiplication, they're going to kind of struggle with this as well. And I know a lot also struggle with division. So if they can use the compatible numbers and say, I can take about this much, then that will help them. It'll help them on the STAR test too, because maybe they struggle with their division and they say, I can take about 3 groups and I see that my numbers are 8, 7, 10, and 3. Then they should know to take the 3 instead of having to work further on that. So that's going to help some of the students that do struggle. The issue is that a lot of them already struggle with the multiplication facts, so they're struggling some with the compatible number part, but if they can get that, it will help them with their division. All right, let's look at number 3 on the homework. I have 67 divided by 19. I would probably pause the video and maybe have your child walk through all the steps and then look at the video and compare, see where they've made their mistake at, because maybe they're good with the compatible number part and they are good with counting by their multiples, but they're making a mistake when they transfer that estimated amount over to their regular division. So then they know they need to remember to stop and check what they're doing within that section. So I'm going to estimate 19. We'll round to 20. I'm going to count by my multiples. And we're counting by our multiples of 20, but I'm going to make a note over here so that I know I don't want my number to be bigger than 67. So I get 20, 40, 60, 80. Since I've gone bigger, I'm going to stop. I can take 60. And it took me 1, 2, 3 times to get there. So now I'm going to set up my standard algorithm. Again, remember to use the original numbers, not any of my estimated numbers. That's where some students are going to make mistakes at. They're going to try to take this and divide it, and they're just going to get that same thing that we already had gotten. So they're doing work that we've already done technically. So my estimation said that I could take about 3 groups. So I'm going to come over here and do 19 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. I know that I'm only 10 away if I add, or from 67, but I do want students, again, to go up 1 more, just in case, because sometimes it's going to be close and they think that they're good, but if they go up 1 more and go up until, or even 2 more, go up until they are too big for 67, then they can stop. 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 3 is 7. 76 is too big, so I'm going to take this one, meaning I can only make 3 groups. My multiplication's already done, so I can set it up for subtraction. Now, sometimes my estimated number, for example, 3, if I would have multiplied 19 times 3 and it was too big, that's my hint that I need to go down 1. So then I would say 19 times 2. So if what my estimation has is too big, go down 1. So that's another step that some of them I seen were making today. They were trying to go up 1, and they were like, it's still too big. And I tried to remind them, if it's too big, go down 1. So I can take 3 groups when I subtract. I get 0 and 1. So I have 19 with a remainder of 10. Again, ask them, is their remainder good? They should say yes, because it is not bigger than 19. If it was bigger than 19, we either made a mistake with our subtraction or we didn't take enough groups. So now I'm going to check it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it up. I am looking for my answer to equal 67. To check it, I'm going to take 19, multiply it by 3. We should already have that work, so just have them copy that answer down, which was 57. And then I'm going to take that 57 and I'm going to add my remainder to it. I get 67, which should be correct. So my answer is 19 with the remainder of 10. So hopefully this video helps. I figured I would do 2 homework problems because then maybe it'll also encourage students to go and look for these videos. I told them I will show them as well where to look for them at, so that if they need help, they can go and look. They've got examples of 2 homework problems, and then hopefully they can get that homework done. Starting in a couple of weeks, we're going to be starting with Module 3, and we start into fractions, and they are going to struggle. I'm going to let you know this now. Fractions is a point where most of our 5th grade students struggle, and I will do my best to have videos on those. If I ever do not send out a video, do not be afraid to say, hey, Ms. Comer, do you have a video? I most likely do. If I don't, I will do my best to quickly make one for you so that you can have examples. I hope this helps.